Hi everyone, this week we are switching our focus in math to division. So the past couple of weeks we looked at multiplication, we reviewed subtraction, and we reviewed addition. This week we're starting with division. So we have division strategies. And I'm looking at the problem 29 divided by 3. So if I have the number 29 and I want to divide it into 3 groups, here are 4 strategies that you might use to solve that problem. I already listed them out for you here. If you want, you can write these in your math notes so that you can always go back and look at them later. So the first one is deal out 1 by 1. So that means I would create 3 circles. And these 3 circles stand for this 3. So now I'm going to deal out 1 by 1 until I get to 29. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on. Now I just continued dealing out 1 by 1 and I got stuck at 27, and if I put 28 and 29, there wouldn't be an equal 1 here. So that means I have 2 left. So after dealing them out 1 by 1, I would count how many are in each circle, which would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my answer would be 9, with 2 left, which we would call it a remainder. So a remainder of 2. So my answer is 9, remainder 2. Now, you might do a strategy that is similar to this, and it's called deal out in bigger chunks. So instead of going 1 by 1 by 1, we're going to do it in chunks. So once again, I'm going to make 3 circles, which stand for the 3 that I am dividing by. So now I need to figure out 29 divided by 3. Now I might know that I can definitely do 5s. So if I put a 5 here, a 5 here, and a 5 here, that adds up to 15. Now I might also put like a 2. And I know 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So then I might add these together and I would get 21. So now I'm at 21, but I want to get to 29. So now I might deal them out into smaller chunks now. So I might do 1, 1, 1, and that would be 3. So now I'm at 24. I do 1, 1, 1 again. And now once again I'm stuck at 27. And so I would say that I have 2 left. And I would have to count how many are in here. So 5 plus 2 is 7. Plus 1 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. So my answer would stay the same as the previous one with 9 remainder 2. But I use a little bit different strategy than I did up here, and I dealt them out in bigger chunks instead of going 1 by 1. Now if we move up here, it is called skip counting. Okay, so I might start with the number 3 and skip count until I get close to 29. So I would count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. But when I get to 30, that's too big. So I need to cross that out. So that's too much. It's over 29. So now I can go back and count how many I used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. So I have 9. And then if I left off at 27, how many do I need to get to 29? I'd use my fingers or whatever I know, 27, 28, 29, so plus 2, so it's a remainder of 2. There's 2 left over. So as before, I have the same answers. 9 with the remainder of 2, 9 with the remainder of 2, and 9 with the remainder of 2. Now you might know your multiplication facts really well, and this strategy would work for you. So it's use multiplication facts. So I might think 3 times what gets me closest to 29. So if you think about it, you might write down 3 times 9 equals 27. And you might also know that 3 times 10 equals 30. Now I said we want to be close but not over. So if my number is 29, I don't want to go over 29. So if I choose the 30, that's over 29. So I can cross that off. That's not the one I'll use. So I go back to this one. And so I know it would be 9. And we're at 27, but there's 2 left over. So 9 remainder 2. So if you want, write these down in your math notebook so that you have some strategies to complete the assignment for today. Now this doesn't mean that these are the only 4 strategies that you can use. These are just common strategies that students in 4th grade use. You might have another way that you do it, and that is completely fine, as long as you still get the right answer. Now we're going to use what we just reviewed to solve some problems. So this is not in your math books. You're going to write down your answers on a separate piece of paper. Make sure when you record your answers that you tell me what letter you are on. So there's letter A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So I want you to label them well so that I know which letter you are working on. So we're going to do the example together. So if you want to write it down, you can, but you do not have to. So if I'm labeling them, I might put EX and a circle so that I know that I'm doing the example. So the example says, Rachel, Lindsay, Kendra, and Amber baked a batch of 29 cookies. They divided the cookies equally. How many cookies did each girl get to take home? So I know that we have 29 cookies. But we are dividing them by how many girls are there. And we have Rachel, Lindsay, Kendra, and Amber. So together there are 4 girls. So our problem is 29 divided by 4. So to solve this problem, I need to think of a strategy. I'm going to do the skip counting method. So that means I'm going to start with 4 and count by 4s until I get close to 29, but not over. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Now, I look at my numbers and I know 32 is too big, so I'm going to cross it off. So that leaves me with 28. So I'm going to count how many numbers I wrote down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my answer is 7, but I need to see how many I have left. So I can take 29 minus 28, and I get the answer 1. So I have a remainder of 1. So that means 29 divided by 4 is 7, remainder 1, or 7 with 1 left over. So my answer is 7 remainder 1, or I can cut that cookie in pieces. So if there's one cookie left and there's 4 girls, I can cut it into 4 pieces. So that means every girl would get 7 1/4 cookie. So that would be the answer to number 1. You could either write 7 1/4 or 7 remainder 1. Either way, it is correct. All right, we're going to do one more together, and then you'll complete the rest on your own. So we're going to do A. So I'm going to write A with a circle so that I know which problem I am on. A says, Philippe and Sam bought a rope that was 29 feet long. They want to cut it into 2 equal pieces. How long will each piece be? So my 2 numbers are 29 and 2. So I have 29 divided by 2. Now I'm going to do a different strategy so that we can practice multiple strategies. I'm going to do the dealing out strategy. So I'm going to have 2 groups, and I'm going to deal out in chunks. So I'm going to look at 29, and I'm going to do 5s. So I know 5 and 5 is 10. I'm going to do another 5. 5 and 5 is 10. So right now I'm at 20. So that means I need 9 more. So I'm going to do 2 and 2, which is 4. So now I need 5 left. So I'm going to put 2 more in each, which would get me to 28, and I'm stuck with a remainder of 1. So I'm going to add up all the numbers in my circle, and each circle should have the same number. So if I add them all up, this circle has 14, and this circle has 14. And we still have 1 left over. So our answer is 14 for sure. But if we look back in the problem, they want it to be cut into 2 equal pieces. So I can't just say I have a remainder of 1, because that isn't using that extra piece. So if I have to cut 1 piece, let's say this is the piece of rope, and I have to cut it in half, how much would each person get? They would each be stuck with 1/2. So that means the ropes are going to be 14 1/2 feet long. Now you are going to use this to solve B, C, D, and E. So you're going to write these down on your own piece of paper. You're going to pause the video so that you can see these clearly. Okay? So you'll pause the video and solve B, C, D, and E. And then once you're done solving them, you will continue the video. All right, now that you've finished the first page, you are going to finish F and G. All right, so you're going to pause the video once again and complete letters F and G. Once you are done with the whole sheet, so B through G, you are going to send a picture of your work to me. All right, so you're going to do these by yourself, and that is your assignment for today.